This presentation is a brief summary of the events and teaching of Jesus in Luke chapter 14. It will help you review this information after your reading and research of this chapter. All of the events in this chapter surround the setting of a banquet. Jesus attended one, and he used it as an image to teach lessons about his kingdom. In the first 6 verses, Jesus had an opportunity to heal a sick man on the Sabbath. The man had dropsy, a swelling that results from excess fluid. Since this was an occasion to do good, Jesus asked his Pharisee host, with all of the lawyers and scribes, if the law allowed him to heal. When they failed to answer his question, Jesus healed the man, then asked if any of them would refuse to rescue an animal or a son on the Sabbath. Their continued silence was an admission that his actions did not violate the Sabbath. Jesus then saw the great effort that the guests made to sit in the most important places at the feast. The higher the position, the better. He cautioned them against such ambitions of prestige, and noted that if a more noble guest arrived to outrank them on the guest list, they would get bumped to a lower place. He observed with irony that those who exalt themselves will be humbled, while those who are humbled will be exalted. Jesus then urged his host not to invite only the relatives and rich neighbors who would return the favor. He told him to invite the physically challenged who could not repay. The real repayment for such acts of kindness, Jesus said, would come from God in the resurrection. Then one of the guests issued a blessing for anyone who ate bread in the kingdom. His exclamation prompted Jesus to tell another parable in which all the expected guests excused themselves from a great banquet to which they were invited. The master who invited them met their indifference by sending his servants out to invite the poor and the needy. Jesus pinpointed this parable to let his Jewish brethren know that if they rejected him, he would reject them and enable anyone, Jew or Gentile, to be a part of his coming kingdom. The multitudes must have enjoyed it when Jesus denounced the corruption among their religious leaders. But Jesus warned them when he told them that discipleship is demanding. He urged them to count the cost, just like a builder who wants to construct a tower, or like a king who measures his military might before he marches into battle. Jesus issued difficult orders for would-be disciples. Nothing can stand between them and service to their master, not the family they love, or the cross they bear, or the possessions they accumulate. Anything that stands between means we cannot be his disciple. If you have questions about any of this teaching, use the link at the bottom left of the page to email us your question. You are now ready to read chapter 15, one of the truly great chapters in Luke.